Hey, YouTube, how are y'all doing? This is an impromptu video today, and I've been posting on social media, Facebook and Twitter all yesterday and all today. And here is what I have to say. Number one, like the video and share it. Everybody, everybody needs to watch this video because we all use some form of technology, fintech, email. We all do, and so this live video needs to get shared wide, especially among Black people. We need to be talking about this and understanding what we're in for as we continue to see more technology. Again, like the video, y'all, please share it. Get any and everybody that you love and care about to come listen to this video right now. Invite people, tag people, let them know this is a video, and it's not going to be no hour-long video, but this is a video. They need to stop what they're doing now and come listen, because we all use some form of technology. Everybody needs to come listen to this video. Okay. I've been through it these last 2 days. My personal email, which I have had longer than my children have been alive. My son is 13. My daughter is 4. I've had this Outlook email for years. This is my personal email. Everything was connected to it, y'all. I'm gonna try to get through this without crying. Everything, my bank account, like my Chase, because you got the app. In order for them to send you emails, they send it to your email. Everything is connected, y'all. And the vulnerability that I felt today and yesterday, not being able to contact somebody to save my money, to make it end quickly. That's a level of vulnerability I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy, quite honestly. I got an email yesterday during my work day. We all work from home now, right? Most of us, right? And I'm, on my Zoom calls and I'm working, but my personal email is connected to my phone. So I got an email and it says somebody logged into your account from Nigeria. And I kind of was like, oh, that's weird. Then didn't think nothing of it. I said, well, let me go and change my password. Because, we have heard about other people being hacked, right? And that's like the first thing you're supposed to do. Go change your password. Let me tell y'all something. I use Gmail and Google for my work. So those are the emails that I'm on the most. So I know how to navigate Google a lot better than Outlook. It took me damn near an hour to figure out how to change my password on Outlook. Because I'm like, well, shit, where is it at? How do you do it? Because their whole layout is different. You know what I'm saying? Their whole layout is different from Google. And I don't use it for nothing else but personal. My children's school information, it's literally personal. I'm the type of person, because some people get their personal stuff sent to their work email. I don't do that because the work people can read your emails. They don't need to be in your business. Anyway, so my personal email is connected to everything. Let me tell y'all about my last 48 hours, just about. Yeah, almost 48 hours. Thank God for Black people in technology who are conscious. Thank goodness for my Facebook network, right? My brother works at a school. He's an IT technologist, but even he couldn't really help me with the cyber part, right? Sister, that's a Facebook friend of mine. Shout out to you, Melissa. Love you from the bottom of my heart. Is like the only Black person I know that's in cybersecurity, literally. If it wasn't for her, everything that I have could be gone right now. All of my money, all of my investments, everything could be at zero right now if it wasn't for that sister. Let me tell you what happened. So once I got the email about somebody logged into my email from Nigeria, again, I'm working. I can't stop in the middle of a meeting and change my fucking password. So I had to finish my meeting. Then, of course, my children are home. So I'm messing with that. Anyway, I'm just trying to tell y'all how it was so much going on. I could not immediately change my password. So I finally was able to sit down, figure it out, and change my password. By that time, people calling me, people texting me, hey, sis, girl, did you call me and ask me for my Amazon account? I'm like, no, I did not call and ask you for your damn Amazon account. I would never ask people for money over email. I would never ask you for your account. I did not. And then, so anyway, that's all day, even this morning. So then I got some more advice. My husband has a friend who lives in New York who is also like a computer techie person. He was like, okay, here's what you need to do. You need to change a password again, and you need to do the two-step authentication. That's the new thing in the field now, where you do a two-step authentication to make sure it's you. So I said, okay, I did that. I went to bed. I thought everything was okay. I woke up this morning, Coinbase. That, for people who don't know, Coinbase is a app that where you can, if you buy cryptocurrency, it's Coinbase. You can Google it. So I have a Coinbase account that I have about $15,000 in. That's just crypto, right? They said at 2:48 in the morning, I'm asleep, but I get a text message. Somebody just changed your password. If it wasn't you, let me know. At 2:48 in the morning Eastern time, I'm in the bed. So I didn't see that till later in the morning. Then all morning, I'm getting text messages from friends, old colleagues, people I ain't talked to in years. My lawyer in Ohio, my son's school, the principal and his counselor was like, hello, Miss Sankara Jabbar, I'm really confused. Are you calling me, asking me for my Amazon information? I'm like, that's not me. My email has been hacked and it's been a nightmare. So now I'm like, okay, let me call Microsoft. I called a number that everybody can Google. You know, people been telling me, oh yeah, just call them. Do you know these motherfuckers done put everything online? All the prompts, you can press anything, whether you a business or a person. Now I'm gonna back up and tell you about the business part. You can press anything and they'll be like, oh, just go to this website and then it'll fix it all for you. So I did that on the chat with the people, the website, for like 4 hours today. They giving me shit. Here is where my girl Melissa comes in, who works in cyber technology. Thank God she was off work today. So she on the phone with me, telling me what to tell the people on the chat, because they spinning me. That's the other thing. If you are like technology ignorant, which most people are, I'm one of them. Everybody ain't smart at everything. I can admit that I am not tech savvy. I don't understand the language. I don't know what a fucking VPN is. Don't talk to me like that. What are you talking about? That's how the people on the chat talking to me. Well, where's your VPN? Well, can you get on and do this? Can y'all call me and walk me through this shit? Let me tell y'all what's going on, and this is where the advocacy comes in. We're moving into a world that's going to even be more technology based. You understand me? And these multinational corporations like Microsoft, right, don't have live human beings that will help you. They want you to talk to an avatar on the computer. And so the communication gets lost. If it wasn't for Melissa, who can talk the language of people who are in that field, I would have never been able to get as far as I have. She was finally able, the language that she used, she basically had me threaten them because she knows industry standards and she knows like what the industry grade employees on. If I didn't have that information from an insider, from a person who works in the cybersecurity industry, they would have spent me and everything would have been gone. She stayed on the phone with me for hours today, helping me. I'm coming to y'all because you need to know that if you ever get hacked, it's 9 times out of 10, if you don't have somebody to help you, Your whole life can be ruined. I didn't realize it was so easy. I didn't mean to start crying, but this has been a hell of a 48 hours. I still can't get into my Coinbase account because they don't have live employees. Everything is online. The phone number you call for them is all automated. It's literally you talking to like Siri or some shit. It's not a person. And then they tell you, okay, we've locked your account. Now go to your email. I'm trying to tell you my email is compromised. I can't go to my email, but I can't talk to a live person to tell them that. $15,000 may not be a lot of money to some of y'all, but it ain't nothing to sneeze at. Thankfully, a Chase bank still exists, an in-person bank you can walk into. So I was able to go to the bank today and let Chase know. So they blocked Coinbase from being connected to my account, so they won't be able to pull out any money in my account. But this experience, the reason why I'm talking to you, because if you go back and listen to my episodes 5, 7, and 10, I had a guest on, Allison McDowell, and she's explaining to everybody like how this new world that we're evolving into is going to even be more technologically driven and less people, less interaction with actual people. And if this experience that happened to me today, and I still can't, so let me go back. Melissa finally got it to where I could talk to a live person at Microsoft, but understand something. That was after 16 hours before I could get a live person on the call. It was 16 hours. But it was because I had somebody who spoke the language of the industry. She knew what to tell me to tell them. And she stayed on the phone with me, even when the live person finally got on from Microsoft. That's after 16 hours. You know how these people who hack your account can take your shit immediately. You can't wait 16 hours to talk to somebody. Now I have I got it, baby. It's okay. Now I have I believe my email is recovered, but I still have to wait 48 hours for another team at Microsoft to rebuild my Microsoft account. And I might not even be using the right language. Melissa, if you're watching, you can tell them. But she said, she told me what they were going to have to do. And she was like, I can't help you because it's Microsoft's platform. They're the only ones who can do it. But she was able to help me talk to the Microsoft staff because she knows the language of the industry, and she was able to get somebody on the phone. Let me tell you about Coinbase. Still haven't been able to get nobody on the phone from them. They don't even have like stores. Coinbase, everything. Have y'all noticed that everything is app related now? There's no live people. There's no businesses you can walk into. I'm getting off of all of that shit. If I can recover my money from Coinbase, I'm just gonna take it out, and that's it. I'm not playing these games no more. I'm taking all of my money out. Yeah, we got to take some classes, Darlene. We got to learn this technology, or we need to know people that know this technology. It's just like being naked. You know what I'm saying? It's like this experience is crazy, and I can't believe it. I can't believe that we got legislators in Washington, and even our state legislators. They asleep at the wheel. I know this happens to more. I know I'm not the only person that been hacked and life has been ruined from that shit. You know what I'm saying? And if it wasn't if I didn't have a Chase bank to walk into to tell them what was going on and them to go in, and I didn't have to wait on the phone and customer service and we're gonna call you back and all this shit. If I couldn't have walked into a Chase bank and take care of that, all of my money in my Chase account would have been gone. It's like we go about our lives with all these new innovations, right? And we like, oh, okay, this is good. All right. This is convenient until this shit happens. And you realize, you think, oh, okay, let me just Google. I can just get somebody on the phone. Let me see what's happening. Oh, no. You can't get nobody on the phone. Ain't nobody getting on the phone to talk to you. That's an automated system. And they so nice. Just put in this website and walk through these steps. Now, mind you, they telling regular, everyday citizens who ain't had no training, who don't know nothing about technology, they using the language of their field and technology, and you it's like talking a foreign language. You like, but can I talk to somebody? I'm on the website, but I don't understand this shit. It's like reading a foreign language. It's just like somebody, I don't know French, right? It's just like somebody giving me a book written in French, like, oh, isn't this wonderful? Like, read this and tell me what you think. And you're looking like, well, shit, it's French. I don't speak this. This is the part that they don't tell people when it comes to innovation. Is that they package it up real nice for you. And don't get me wrong, it's cool when it works. But when something bad happens and you can't get somebody to help you immediately, when your life is on the line, your money, you know what I'm saying? Everything that you take care of your children with, all of my automatic payments that come out of I didn't realize how much, everything was on my personal email. I have all types of accounts. Go ahead and sit right here, dear. I have all types of accounts. My bank account, I have brokerage accounts, my children's brokerage accounts are connected to my email. Everything. And I didn't realize how so much of our lives are so technological. It's like, and then I was up late changing passwords to it was like 30 different passwords I had to change. Changing my email for my bank account, for my Discover card, Capital One, all of my credit cards. And I have a lot of credit cards, but thankfully I'm smart enough. My credit cards are paid off. We don't owe anything, but I have a lot of access to credit. All of my credit cards, I had to go through all of them and change everything. And to come to find out, wake up this morning, these people has still been sending out emails to people asking for money in my name. Here's the advocacy part. Here's what we need to advocate for. And here's the problem. And this is why I think everybody needs to go back and watch. And this ain't about like trying to get likes and views. I love my people and I'm trying to get the word out. That's why I say like this video and share it with everybody that you love. It ain't about the likes and views. It's about getting it out to the masses. It's about letting people know what is possible and what can happen to you. Go back and watch my episodes 5, 7, and 10 on this channel. Episode 5, 7, and 10. And I interviewed a guest. Her name is Allison McDowell. And she's telling us about like all the future stuff that's coming. Like Neuralink and electric cars. Like Tesla is a software-based car. The problem is nobody talking about the hacking, because if it's technologically driven, it will be hacked. Not if, it will be hacked. And so while everything that glitter, and it reminds me of my grandmother, everything that glitter ain't gold, baby. Everything that glitter is not gold. And I'm understanding that now, even more so from what Allison shared on all of those episodes. We're moving rapidly into more online because of COVID. Everything is being accelerated. Everything is going online. Everything is a digital. Just talk to Siri. She can help you. I don't want to fucking talk to no goddamn Siri. I want to talk to a live person who can help me. Somebody who can understand human emotion. Somebody who can think about the things that I'm saying. Please stop. Somebody that can think about things that I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? With Siri and with all these different digital tools, they can't do that. Innovation isn't what it seems. It ain't everything that glitter is not gold. Neuralink. That's the other thing that we talked about on this channel. Neuralink is a technology-based tool or whatever, like a USB that Elon Musk want to plant in people's head under the guise and auspices of curing neurological diseases. The problem is nobody talking about if you got something implanted in your head that can be hacked by a fucking computer. And it's in your brain. The government, excuse me, y'all. The government is asleep at the wheel. They're not regulating these multinational corporations. There should be a law. There should be a law that corporations have to have live human beings for hacking or any other kind of technical base like support, and not AI, because that's what it is. Artificial intelligence is taking over a lot of things. That there should be laws placed on these corporations who laying off all of these human beings or have laid off all of these human beings and saying that their jobs can be replaced with AI. There's certain things that only humans can do. And stop laying off people so they can make more money. Do me a favor, go look up how much Microsoft is worth. Go look up how much Google is worth. It's astronomical. They can afford to hire people to make sure people don't lose their livelihoods and lose everything that they work so hard for based on their technology being hacked. And that's the other thing. We live in a global economy now. Somebody in China, Russia, Nigeria can hack your shit. It ain't even just the United States. That's what I'm saying. This is a global thing. And it's only going to get worse if we don't have advocates advocating that there be some checks and balances on these multinational corporations. Here's the thing. I still have to wait 48 hours. I have to wait 48 hours to finish up with Microsoft. In 48 hours, all of my fucking money could be gone from these hackers. 48 hours? No. They should have some timeline that you on the phone with a person as soon as they find out they've been hacked. You on the phone with that person within the hour. Period. Not 48 hours. And then stop spinning people and lying to people, taking advantage of the fact that the regular layperson don't know technology. Not all the ins and outs and VPNs and how this shit work and the back channels and all of this. Most people don't know that shit. You got to go to school for that. You got to be trained for that. All I can say is do your best. Try to use technology just when necessary. I'm a victim of falling in on the technology piece. I got 1,000 apps on my phone, apps for my banks, app for all of my credit cards, right? Technology is convenient. Don't get it twisted. It's convenient. Cash App, Venmo, all of that stuff is hackable. Robinhood, a brokerage account, TD Ameritrade. Now, thankfully, you can walk into a TD Ameritrade. You can still walk into a TD Ameritrade and get a live person and they can sit at the computer and help you. But most of these other companies, you can't walk into it. That's why I'm not for getting rid of in-person things that real humans doing jobs. I'm not for that. And I don't know why our labor industry is asleep at the wheel. I don't know why our Congress people are asleep at the wheel. But like Allison said on my channel, when I interviewed her 3 separate times, she said, we don't have a government anymore. Google is our government. Microsoft is our government, because these multinational corporations are so humongous and big and they have so much power. And think about this. I'm just one person. I'm not even a business. That's how you know I wasn't even on the high priority line. They didn't even escalate it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we'll give you a call in 48 hours. And it take everything in you not to cuss their ass out like, bitch, in 48 hours, all my fucking money gonna be gone. $48. And if it wasn't for Melissa, I wouldn't have even got a live person. Think about that. They send you through so much not to get a live person. Everything is online and digitized. Everything. We got to keep humans in the process. We got to. We that's I'm advocating. I'm advocating for Congress to level recommendations, not recommendations, but to make multinational corporations hire humans specifically to deal with vulnerabilities like hacking, deal with anything that can cause somebody's life to be ruined, their money to be taken. I don't know if I'll ever get my $15,000 back from Coinbase. I don't know, because they don't have live people either. I got to figure out somebody that know crypto, know that platform very well, right? Like tweet the CEO. It's nuts. Nobody should have to do that. They should all have customer service agents. That's the other thing. Let me point out. Let me tell you the other experience about Microsoft. They don't even cross-train their agents. And what I mean by that, this taking me back to my days from when I used to work in customer service, right? I used to be a customer service agent for Victoria's Secret because their customer service agency is in Kettering, Ohio. So if you ever place the order with Victoria's Secret, you are always routed to the Kettering, Ohio live customer service agents. Those jobs paid well. This was like in my early 20s, right? And I could remember dealing with people, lost packages. I remember how we had a fraud team. It needs to go back to that. Everything, these people think that, oh no, we can just create AI. AI can just take care of everything. No, you got to keep humans involved. To me, Coinbase, Robinhood, all of them need offices in every state, especially in every major metropolitan area. They should have offices like the banks. The problem is they don't. This is a nightmare, y'all. And I'm just warning you because I know we all use email. Hell, we've been using email since the 90s. We all use email, right? And then think about it. Your email is connected to your bank account. You got one email, might not be, but you got your email connected to your bank account, to your credit cards. If you got an app, they all require email. This is what I was trying to tell you about cross-training. I remember you got paid more if you were cross-trained when I worked at Victoria's Secret. That was the point I was initially trying to make when I was telling y'all that I worked at Victoria's Secret in Kettering, Ohio. And when you were cross-trained, you knew how to do multiple things. Microsoft, the first 3 people I talked to was like, oh, I got to transfer you again. We only work on such and such. I don't know how to do this. Melissa on the phone going off like, what? Like, wait a minute, what kind of protocols do y'all use? Because she know the industry, right? She asking questions. She like, so the office team don't know how to work with Windows and Windows don't work with this? That's the other thing about these multinational corporations. They have many corporations under them, under like a big umbrella. So like Office in Microsoft is its own thing, right? Then Windows is its own thing. Xbox is its own thing. So none of the people that you talk to, none of them are cross-trained in knowing about all the other systems. That's the other nightmare. And so the people on the phone was like, oh, okay, yeah, I got to get you over to such and such because this is the language they're using. I'm only trained on Office. What the fuck? I mean, whoo. I'm just pointing out these are the vulnerabilities to all of this information. These are to all this innovation. I mean, these are all the vulnerabilities. Everybody you know and love need to be watching this video. And everybody needs to go back and watch episode 5, 7, and 10 on this channel. We need to be pushing back on Neuralink. We need to be pushing back on software, electric cars, or not pushing back on it, but always having a regular gas vehicle as an option. Because what I'm worried about is that they're pushing for all of these new innovations and technologies to eventually get rid of what we are all used to, things that require humans. That's what I'm saying. We need to all be able to at least have options. And I think that, because this is what I'm going to do now because of this experience, I think that we need to not do business with anybody that you don't have, they don't have an office that you can walk into to get help. So that means if you are an investor, that means getting off of Robinhood, definitely getting off of Robinhood, because you can't even get a customer service person on the phone, right? That means getting off of apps like Coinbase, because they don't have live people that you can talk to. Or if they do have live people, they make it so difficult that it literally takes you 16 hours before you figure out how to talk to somebody, right? Only do business with companies that you have access to, that they got human beings working for them. No, I feel you, Spencer. I do have different emails. This was my personal email. I've got my work email. I got 3 different work emails. That's the thing. But I'm one of the type of people, I don't mix my personal business with my work emails, because one of my work emails I have no control over. So the admin at your job, they can literally have access to your email and be reading and know all about all your business, know how much money you got in the bank, know about your kids at school. I believe in separating. So the one that got hacked was my personal email. These people was emailing my son's principal, emailing my son's, all his teachers, because it's my personal email, emailing people I ain't talked to in years. Yeah. All this new innovation, I mean what I say. Do not, it's just not what it's all cracked up to be, family. And I'm telling you, this can happen to anybody. And I'm telling you my experience, because I want to try to save anybody else from having to go through what I'm going through, what I'm still going through. Why are you making a mess? Please sit down. Going through what I'm going through. I don't want nobody else to have to go through this. It's a level of vulnerability and helplessness that I can't really even fully explain. It's like, I don't know. It's like watching something happen and your hands are tied behind your back and you can't get out. You can't get unloose. That's the best way I can explain it. Like you can't do anything. This is a hell of a world we live in. And the fact that you got people who just sit up and do this for a living. That's how they make their money. It's hacking people's account and taking advantage of people's ignorance and vulnerabilities. The other thing that I think we need to do is obviously learn technology. Or have somebody in your network that you trust who understands it, who knows about it, and who can help you. Because this is only going to continue to get worse. Because like cars like Tesla, you know what I'm saying? Like they're all electric, but Tesla is also a software. Imagine driving a Tesla, because it can be hacked. That's why I'm going to keep saying this. Anything that's technologically driven can and will be hacked. The problem is that you have to have defenses. Like you have to, that's why I feel like things that are like being innovated now, like to take away like what we're used to now, I think we should always have an option of a gas car, because with gas cars, right? Hopefully you ain't got to worry about nobody hacking in and driving you off a bridge if you ain't trying to drive off a bridge. I'm thinking like that. I'm serious. Imagine like the Black Panthers, right? And I'm an activist, right? I'm, this is what I do. Imagine I have a Tesla. I'm driving, and then somebody else remotely takes over the control of the car, drive it off a bridge, and then on my death certificate it says she committed suicide. I'm just being real. That's very possible. The shit that they did to Fred Hampton, this the new school on what they're gonna be doing to activists. If in 20 years we have no option of a gas vehicle, you can't even buy, because that's what's being talked about in the industry. It's saying that within 10 to 20 years, buying a gas vehicle will not be an option. This and liberals, I think, people who are on the left are normally fighting for justice, don't fully understand. A lot of us don't fully understand all this innovation. We don't fully understand how technology can be used to harm people, to keep people enslaved and dependent. So all the stuff that was happening to our activists, like back like with Fred Hampton and Mamiya and all these people, like they don't even have to keep you caged no more. The cage could be your house. You know what I'm saying? The cage could be a certain perimeter you're not allowed to go out of. And I don't want people to think I'm crazy. I just want you to watch something on Netflix called Black Mirror. Just watch that and see what's possible. The stuff that they want to do now, that's the other thing that's coming. Biotech. Neuralink is considered biotech, right? Where you merge technology with humans, transhumanism. I mean, I know like some of y'all probably listening like, I ain't never heard of that. Okay, now she talking crazy. Man, Google is your friend. Google that shit. It's not being widely discussed right now, but by the time it is widely discussed, it's going to be too late. Right? It's going to be too late. That's why I'm telling everybody to go back on this channel. Let me be clear. This is not about likes and views for me. This is about getting critical information out to our community. And yes, I'm using technology to do it. I'm not saying that all technology is bad, but I am saying for the part of it that we don't talk about, where it comes to security and being hacked and how somebody's lives can be ruined, that shit is real. And most of us as Black folks can't afford to have our lives ruined. The stuff that we work for, we can't afford to have that shit just vanish within a couple of hours. And then you got to wait weeks, sometimes months, to recuperate your life. That's what I'm saying I'm advocating for. That our elected officials are asleep at the wheel while all these big multinational corporations are making trillions. They're not even making billions no more. These motherfuckers are making trillions, laying off live human beings because innovation, artificial intelligence, it's great. No, it's not. We should always advocate having human beings doing things. Human beings should not be able to be replaced for some things, especially for convenience. We should require that if you are a business, you have to have some in-person locations open. If you want to operate a business, the government should say, if you're going to operate a business in the United States or in Europe and all the, multinational, big trilateral, whatever, all these countries, if you want to protect your citizens, that's what I'm saying. Because all this technology and all this innovation is going to continue to worsen for everyday regular people, especially if we're not teaching. Our kids aren't even learning this stuff. Some people are, because they're using this. And to be honest with you, and this is what Allison points out, Because when I hopefully, when I cut this live off, you all will be able to go back and watch those episodes. But one of the things that Allison points out is that governments, shit, we don't even have a fucking government no more. Facebook, the AI, all of these things, you can never get a live person. And it's like people are just our behaviors are being molded to accept it. And I'm saying we shouldn't. We should not accept it. We should all be making phone calls to our state elected officials, meaning like your state representatives, the people who represent you in your, like I live in Maryland, so Annapolis is the capital, but also, your representatives who live who work in Washington, the ones that you elect to go to Washington to represent you. There has to be some checks and balances. And right now there's no checks and balances. And I'm not even out of the clear yet. I might not ever, and I don't want to put this out in the universe, but for somebody who works as hard, anybody, it ain't about how hard you work, but nobody deserves to have their money taken from them. And then you can't get a live person on the phone to help you figure out how to recover your money. You got to wait that much longer. That's my ordeal with Coinbase. And you can't get anybody. The issue with Coinbase, their artificial intelligence or Siri or whoever, the automated system, they won't even like transfer you to a live human being. They just assume that when you call them, because that's all they are. They're an app, just like Robinhood. Like they don't like exist in the real world. Like it's literally an app and everything is technologically driven, right? So when you call Coinbase, because they have a phone number, right? They'll say, press this, press that, press this, press that. And then you trying to figure out how to get a live person. Their assumption, because they're an app, is that, okay, we'll lock your account, but you have to go to your email and we'll send you a new code. You can't talk to them or press another thing to say, I have my phone. It's my email that has been compromised. That's what I still have to figure out with Coinbase. That's the level of helplessness that people are in. That's right, Spencer. It's a corporatocracy. Yep. This is what we're living in right now. And we've passively kind of been like, oh, this is just so convenient. I'm guilty of it. We've passively kind of accepted this shit. Maybe if I had a warning, maybe if I had heard a video like this before downloading Coinbase and putting money in there and all of that, maybe I wouldn't have done it. Maybe if I'd have heard from somebody's personal experience, like, oh, for real, damn, they don't have live people you can talk to. I don't know. Maybe I won't mess with them. That's what this video is about. We got to do something about this, y'all. We need some advocates. And the regular social justice advocacy groups that already exist, they probably don't even have staff to deal with this. They're not even talking about it. The NAACP, what? The Urban League. And as Black people, we're extra vulnerable because we are already economically deprived. We don't have access to wealth and all of that. We're trying to build it now. But because of all these systems, right? Yeah. I will never own a Tesla. Never. I remember when I first was hearing about Tesla. That's the other thing. You only hear one-sided information, That's the other thing. You only hear one-sided information about innovation. It's always good. You never hear like, okay, so what are the cons, right? You always hear the pros. And the pros on innovation, it was always about, oh, wow, you know what I'm saying? Like, You know, we got to get rid of combustible engine cars. They're messing with the ozone layer. It's for the environment. That's what sold me on it. And I was like, oh yeah, I can't wait to get a Tesla. Yes, an electric vehicle. It don't use gas. And then I started learning more about the car and like studying more about it. I said, oh, it's really a technology company, because somebody was like, yeah, you can do over the air Wi-Fi updates on the car. And I said, damn, that sounds like my phone. Exactly. So remember when I said your car can be hacked? Imagine the stories about all the activists in the next 10 or 20 years, suddenly their electric car, and it don't just have to be a Tesla. It could be, because most, if you didn't know this, California within the last year has said that in the next 10 years, you won't be allowed to sell gas cars in California within the next 10 years. So they are allowing all of the current car companies to get on board with this electric car revolution. See, this is the research that people need to do. See, imagine that. You won't even have a choice to buy a gas car eventually. That's still a ways off. But we're talking about it today. That's why I'm talking about it now, to give us time to start doing some research, right? To give us time to start talking to our family members, to start talking to our friends. Hey, man, you heard this video? Hey, man, check out this sister on YouTube, man. She talking about this stuff. Or anybody you know that got hacked. You know what I'm saying? We better always figure out how we can have some autonomy and control, because the more things become technologically driven, that's somebody else's control, especially if we don't know how the thing works, like we don't know the computer of it. Imagine having an electric car and you don't begin to know how it works. All you know is it's pretty, it go fast, and ooh, this is convenient. I can upgrade just sitting in the car. Wait until you sitting in the car and it starts driving itself. And you can't control it. You can't stop it because it's being remotely controlled. And imagine the stories that will be written about you. And I'm thinking about myself, because I'm an activist. That'll be a new way, a new form of war, a new way they'll target our people. This is something else, family. 2021. By 2030, people going to come back to this video and it's going to make a lot of sense to the people that is not making sense to right now, or feel like, oh, that could never happen. And this is just an email being hacked. Imagine the stories about cars being hacked eventually, because everybody's being pushed to have a software-based electric vehicle. I'm going to tell you one thing, I'll be driving a hoopty for the next 50 years or however long. If I can't buy another gas vehicle, I'm keeping a gas vehicle. Because I think for various reasons, they'll have to at least keep gas stations open and available for everybody. Because see, that's the thing. Even when they do switch over to electric vehicles, there's still going to be a ton of gas vehicles, not unless they pass some kind of law and say it's illegal to drive gas vehicles. And that's why we need advocates. That's why we need advocates saying, leave people choices. Don't make people just be in one thing. And I'm concerned about it because they're going to use, egalitarian principles to get people to give up this stuff. They're going to say it's for the environment. We should have been got rid of gas cars. It's an emergency. It's a climate emergency. I'm going to get ready and get off of here, y'all. But share this video with everybody people that you love and care about, friends, family. Send it to them. I try not to stay on here too long, because I know a lot of times when you send videos to people, they be like, first thing they look at is how long is it, because they don't want us to watch it a long time, So I'm gonna wrap this up because it's almost an hour. But go back and watch episodes 5, 7, and 10 on this channel so it can make sense to you. I may not be making sense to you, but the information is there. Encourage everybody that you know to subscribe to this page, because I'm going to continue to have content. I might even just switch up this whole page and make it just focused on this, honestly, because I talk about a number of different topics. Shit, I might just have to just make this the topic. And this is something that I come to with y'all weekly to talk about. Because it's not like a one-time thing. That's the thing about technology and innovation. As y'all know, you can buy a computer today, it's obsolete next year. And you constantly doing updates. They constantly sending you updates. Right. We're not training. And that's what I'm concerned about. Black children, particularly vulnerable. Particularly vulnerable. Because they don't want us to know the brains. They want us to just be consumers of it. And if you don't know how to fix it, or you don't know how, it's like a bomb, right? It's like you got to know which chords to undo so it don't blow up and kill you and everybody else. We got to get ready now. And we are, and my experience yesterday taught me we are already behind the 8 ball. Even on the email tip, they trying to fuse technology with everything, including human beings. Google Neuralink. Go read about Neuralink. Just think about that. Think about everything that you've heard in this video, and then go Google Neuralink and see what they're trying to do with that. That's an example of transhumanism. Google transhumanism. Read about that. Right? FinTech, EdTech, every industry is being merged with technology. And what they want to do is have AI, artificial intelligence, replace human beings and human emotion. This is a hell of a world to live in right now. I think all the time, like, you know, why did the universe, the ancestors see fit for me to be born during this time, be alive during like this time, going through this? And I'm just upset, over email. And not being able to talk to a live person on your bank accounts, your money. I'm talking about like Coinbase and Robinhood, right? I think for right now, especially those of us who don't know like all about this technology, I would get off of platforms that don't have a physical building with human beings that you can't walk into and have them take care of an issue ASAP. Like I said, thankfully, Chase Bank, they still have physical banks open with human beings, and they took care of the thing where they unlinked my account or blocked Coinbase from being able to take money out of my account. And that's only because I could walk into a bank and have them do it. It was less than 30 minutes. Instead of being on hold, or we gonna call you back in 48 hours and go to this website and talk to this avatar and everything but a human being. I cannot endorse companies like Coinbase, Robinhood, any online-based so-called bank or company. I can't. Thank y'all for listening. I don't want to get to a full hour because I don't want people to look at the time, because I do that sometimes too. When I see videos, you know what I'm saying, is look at it and be like, shit, I ain't got time to listen to no 4-hour video. But for people who you know and love, you do need to take time out, because all of those videos, episodes 5 and 7 and 10, all of those videos are long, but they are not long and we ain't talking about nothing. It's literally packed full of information It's actually presentation style, like with slides and everything. So you even get visual. It's like watching TV. It's like literally like watching a documentary. You can sit down and watch an hour and a half documentary, 2 hour documentary. Then you can watch 5 episodes, 5, 7, and 10 on this channel. I'm recommending that you send it to everybody that you love and care about in this video as well, to warn them about the pitfalls of innovation and technology and how these multinational corporations don't even have a live person that you can talk to when a hacker or you've been compromised in some kind of way on their platform. I appreciate you all for listening to me on this Friday evening. It says, where can we find it? I just joined. So where can you find what? You talking about the episodes? It's on this channel. So you already here. So if you subscribed, you should be able to see, just go back when I hit end, you can just go back through all of my videos and go back to episode 5, 7, and 10 specifically, because we're talking about technology. We're talking about technocracy. And my guest is Allison McDowell, and it's a presentation style. So she's giving you a visual that's packed. She's not just talking like how I'm just talking. You'll be able to see. You'll be able to see. But I appreciate you for joining. But this video, I'm recommending that everybody that's watching to send to your loved ones, to send to people that you know and love, so that they can watch it in their free time. But it's really imperative that people watch this and understand how vulnerable we are to these new innovations and these new technologies. Okay. Thank you so much for subscribing. Absolutely. Please go back and watch episodes 5 and 7. I can't reiterate that enough. And I can't say enough for you all to send this video to people, friends, family, everybody that you know and love. All right. Thank you all.